What is up, everyone? Back with another Discord Beat challenge for you today. Back in the 2025, we are starting off with what packs, Anton?
What do we have on deck? We got Memos and Crush. And I think
Let's
Memos
go.
was a straight up vocal pack, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. So we
All
can
right.
assume some good vocals in here. I was really happy about that pack, actually. That was a really, really nice one.
Yeah, it's like R&B and hip hop vocals. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
exactly.
and I just got to put that out there from the top that I haven't reviewed any of the beats. I haven't listened to anything yet
Mm-hmm.
because we only had 10 submissions this time. So I didn't have to go through a qualifying round. So whatever we listen to during this session will be brand like straight out the oven, fresh for my ears as well.
Solid.
Um, yeah, so it'll be nice. And as some of y'all might know, vocals is kind of my thing. That's what I've been focused on and my specialty when it comes to audio production. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
stoked about uh, this one right here that we're going to be listening to. Hopefully some rap vocals, some R&B vocals, and see what y'all done with your mixes and everything. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. It'll be a
Yeah.
fun one.
And also, I just got to mention though, but I really thought at first when I heard a couple of the Memo ones was that you actually made them. Because there's
Oh,
a
for real?
rapper in there that sounds so much like you. It's crazy to me.
Really, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I might have done some undercover work
Who
for some of the
knows?
packs here at Soundtrap. Who
Who
knows?
knows?
And Crush was what was Crush?
Crush was Crush Funk.
Funk,
So like
right? Okay.
very kind of distorted, very glitchy funk then.
Very cool. This will be yeah, this will be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So let's jump in with the first one then for
Yeah, let's just mention like
Mhm.
I'm gonna give y'all some leeway on this one, but some of the submissions did not follow the very clear and stated rules that I posted in the Discord channel.
Mhm.
So, but we're gonna let it slide for this time. One example was some of y'all didn't use both of the packs, so that's what's new in 2025 is that you're supposed to
Mm.
combine two packs. We're only doing these challenges once a month from now on, so that means in between every challenge, there's going to be two pack releases, and the challenge is to combine those two packs into a song or a beat or a track that you
Ooh.
produce. So
I might
yes,
do some messing around then with how we
exactly.
schedule packs, make the weirdest
Hell
combinations.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to take that into account.
Mm-hmm.
But some of y'all didn't catch that fully. So
Mm.
some of you, some of the submissions here only used one pack,
Mm.
but we're gonna let it slide this time around. And some of y'all still don't know, like, understand that you're supposed to name your packs with your Discord handle and the name of
Mm.
the track so that we easily can figure out like who submitted what when we go through them here in the listening
Yes.
session. Okay, I'm done
To
with my
make sure.
announcements. I'm done with my announcements. I'm gonna let Adam jump into it and play the first track. Yeah, let's get the ball rolling.
Yes. Amo Major, let's go.
Can't love you. Heartbreak track.
Wonder what this is about, huh? Ooh, Jersey. Was that a cat?
Was that cat being strangled at the
Yeah,
end?
something like that.
Something got butchered.
Yeah.
I can
I
go
thought,
first if you
yeah.
don't mind.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, Ammo Major. I know that we've listened to a few of your tracks, and we can see that steady, improvement in your submissions and in your production game, which we love to see. That's the reason behind these challenges, right? We like when people are steadily sending in submissions every month or every 2 weeks. We want to see that improvement and your versatility, that you can do different genres and different styles. So this is a good example of that. I thought this was a well-produced track. I loved how you used the side chain in the beginning there to build up some anticipation. The vocal chops were also professionally done. Nothing to really nitpick as far as mixing goes. I thought it was a good mix from what I could hear on my end. Of course, I'm listening to these tracks in mono, unfortunately, with this setup. But that's a good thing. Like if it sounds good in mono, it's going to sound even better in stereo. So
that is so true.
You're being put to the test here in my headphones. So yeah, vocal chops really great. Sidechain use really great. The only thing I missed was like a section where you allowed the track to breathe a little bit. So you could have just slowed everything down. Cut out the drums and the kick drum and the pump, and just have some of the instruments just breathe for a little bit, and then build it back up to a grand finale at the end of the track. So work on some of that. Like if you look at, I just watched the Avicii documentary on Netflix that came out. He was really great at doing that, right? Like having different bridges and gaps within the track where you would just let it build. You would just slow everything down and just have it sounded like smoke was coming out.
Yeah. And
then you would have the instruments slowly coming back and building back up to the ecstasy of the song at the end when the hook or the chorus comes back in. So yeah, work on some of those things. Work with anticipation within the track, not just during the intro, but also in the bridges and the different sections before the chorus comes back in and starts pumping. Those are my 2 cents.
Sweet. I think I'll second what you said with the great good mixing and everything. I think I have 2 comments. One is that your chords and the bass on the first chord of every loop, they don't match. So there's some kind of scrambliness that's kind of happening in the lower end. So I think maybe take some time to listen to just the 2 with the bass and the chords. Listen to them together and see if you need to cut out some low end from the chords to let the bass kind of not fight with it, because there was some rumbling there. Second, I think when you're switching up these things, and this is all a taste thing, of course, but I would really appreciate to have more busy hi-hats, maybe in the second part of the drop. So if you want to come in with just the offbeat kind of hi-hat first, and then you switch it up with some more high speed kind of to just get some movement in there, I think would be a really good addition to the song. But yeah, that's me.
Cool. Yeah. See, that's why we're a good combo here, because Adam is the music theory pro. I didn't even pick that up, that the chords were a bit off, but that's why we have Adam here. He's really brilliant in that stuff. So I'm just here for the vibes. That's what I look at. You just give me good vibes and I'll give you a high score.
Yeah. Facts. Okay. Right. Now we got Bennett Emerald with Way Too Hot. I'm wondering if this is going to be crunchy.
Crunch it up.
Get money.
Yeah.
Get money. Get money. Get money. Get money. Get money. Get money.
Take it to the top. I don't stop. Yeah, I'm way too hot. I'm on the block. Take it to the top. I don't stop. Yeah, I'm way too hot. I'm on the block. Yeah, I'm way too hot. I'm on the block.
Get money. Get money.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Bennett
Thank you.
Emerald.
I can go first on this one. I think the here we have or like what I'm missing here is like the difference in sections here, and like maybe develop the idea a little bit, because I think what you did great here is tension building with all different vocals and everything, and like you have that like kind of low rumbling sense that something's gonna come, but we never got that payoff really. So like I wanted to hear that funk cowbell that you had in the background, maybe let that one come out a little bit more, so like there's more of a difference in the production rather than the vocals, because the vocals you did great. I think that like putting those two together like really worked out, but I think that the development in the production itself, I think like maybe add the hi-hats in and like just make it a little bit more busy, because I don't feel like the drop ever came. I think that that's the thing for me, but
Yeah, I'll second that. Really great. Like when I heard the vocal samples there in the beginning, Get Money, like I got really pumped. And I was expecting more of like a like you said, Adam, like a drop to be way hotter than it actually was, referencing the title. So I think the garage pattern of like the drums there, like I was missing some low end, like I didn't get any like bass coming in with the drums, and I think that was missing. It just felt a bit shallow when the drums came in, so I didn't feel like there was any movement. It was just like a pretty shallow like drum pattern on top of like the brilliant use of vocal samples. So I would go back to the drum pattern and see if I can find something that feels a bit heavier and that just like, punches you in the chest when the drums come in. And second thing was, like you mentioned, Adam, the sections, like, differentiates some of the loops or some of the sections to not just have the same thing repeat over and over again. I think that's important to keep the listeners engaged. But other than that, like it sounded really great. Just a few details there that should be tweaked in order to before this one is released or sent over to an artist. But good job, Bennett Emerald. I see you improving week by week. So yeah, keep at it.
All right.
We got Locksmith.
Locksmith. Let's go.
All right.
Hope Crusher. Okay.
He's an OG Locksmith.
I'm going dark with these titles.
Seriously. All right, Crusher.
Okay, I recognize that one.
Got a lot of goals, royal flush, I ain't never gon' fold. Yes up, I got stars in a row. Play my part and I start in the road. Yeah, I walk the line, put me in the court, I ain't riding the pine. I got the light, I'ma let it shine. I got the light, I'ma let it shine. Go hard in the paint, really can't stop. When I cop the drop, I run it up on the opposition. I ain't even seen it yet, but I got the vision. You ain't even seen it yet, but you know I get it. I got the message, the lyrics on sight, the music embedded. I got the script, I already read it. The future is bright, I already made it.
The sacrifices that we had to make, and the chances that you'll never take. I hate the race just to elevate.
All the trees in the forest getting cut down. Little homie from the block got the fire bust down. Music in the sky with the diamonds, clouds in the air, but the sun still shining.
There we have it.
Nice. All right, DJ Locksmith, another regular in these challenges. Always bringing the heat, always putting in, giving us high quality in his productions. This one, dope. You combine, like, you used the rap vocals from Memo really well. I think it was a good fit with the beat that you put together. Mixing wise, maybe see if you can add some extra compression to the vocals to see if you can bring them a little bit more up front, so they sound more like lead vocals, if that's your intention. If your intention is to have them sound like vocal samples, then obviously they should be more in the background with the rest of the instruments. But if you want to have lead vocals, and if you wanted to do like a rap a cappella on one of your beats, it should be treated as a lead vocal with compression, EQ, and balance that brings it up front. Because that's the most important element of a song, right? Is the vocals. That's what you're supposed to hear the clearest. So work a little bit on that. And compression and EQ is so hard, man, when it comes to vocal. It takes such a long time to perfect that game or that skill. It just takes practice, like over and over again. Use reference tracks, like what's the sound you're going for. If you're going for like a rap sound, like use that rap artist that's one of your favorites and that's has a similar sound, and pull in that track into your into Soundtrap and use it as a reference. Like, okay, how high turned up is the lead vocal, and try to replicate that on your track. See if you can work with the EQ and compression and reverb to make it sound similar to the track that you're going for, or the sound you're going for. So that's how you get better at it. Other than that, yeah, turn down the snare a little bit, maybe. It sounded a little bit too hot, at least in my headphones. But that's it, man. Like, yeah, you already know that we appreciate your music, and that you're one of the best ones that we have in these challenges. So keep at it.
Yeah, I mean, great submission. I think though I can second that mixing thing. I think especially in the second part, that piano took over the vocals too much, so like the vocals kind of they fell behind there. One tip, and let me drop some heat here on mixing tips when it comes to compression for vocals. If you remember this, you need fast and slow. And fast and slow being the compression. So if you're thinking about the attack times of these compressors, you want one that catches all of the transients. So like when you're going like the hard consonants, so K, T, etc., you want a slow one that is, or a fast one that catches all of those and pushes those down. Then you want a slower one that kind of just evens out the entire vocal, so the tail of all of those words. And when it comes to that slower one, the faster you're singing, so if you're rapping, you want to do it a little bit faster. And then if you have longer kind of sections or longer words that you're singing, you want to have a slower one. So one definitely fast, and one slower than the fast one, but then depending on what type of vocals you're doing, it can be a little bit more fast and slow. But just a nugget of wisdom there.
Really good one. Really good one. Yeah.
And then, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, just combine different compressors. Don't just use one to do all the heavy lifting. Like when you're working with vocals, use of 2 or 3 or even like maybe 4 compressors. To smooth that vocal out and make it sound really, really fat and lush.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you think about it, like all of the other instruments in any other situation has the benefit of being amplified in one way or another. Think of a guitarist. Like guitarists have an amplifier that kind of crunch the sound and like make it more. But the vocals stand on their own with just a mic. So you kind of need to process them and amplify them a little bit better once they're in. And you can do that by compression. Another thing is very, very slight distortion. So, you know, the Clipper has a mix knob. You can kind of crank the amount and the makeup for it. But if you keep the mix pretty low, you should be able to maintain the kind of clarity of the voice without it sounding distorted, but getting more density to it so it cuts through the mix. So that's another top tip from my end.
Tidbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's move
go to
on.
Mafia. I see you. Back again.
86 Germany.
Ooh.
Whatever that means.
Mafia
Yeah.
Money. I think good sound selection here. That lead synth that is like reversed and stuff. I think you might want to be able to bring that down so it like kind of sits in the mix better. Because right now it's like floating on top of all the drums and everything. So like pull it down, maybe filter it a little bit, or
What was
reverb
it?
if you want to do that. Like
Which
that
sound?
the lead synth, the kind of
The
like
lead synth, yeah.
that thing. I think that's the one that kind of it just stood out too much to be part of the entire package. But other than that, I mean, good sound choices, good like switch up with the rhythms and stuff like that. I feel like maybe you could think about having another section in the song though, because now it kind of became a little bit repetitive with the same thing going through the entire thing. I mean, also, if you want to keep the same sections, same elements, try filtering stuff for another section or something, like just so you're moving into different spaces a little bit. That could work also.
Yeah. Yeah, make use of the sweep automation in Soundtrap.
Yes.
So like you had like this entire track was just like mayhem from start to finish, right? So like it could use like a midsection where you just like and I keep repeating this, but that's I'm a fan of that, and I think most people think it's interesting when you switch it up in the track and like, oh, what's happening now? Like, yeah, you like again, you want to be taken on for a ride. So like a midsection where you filter out maybe the lead synth or like any of the instruments, and then sweep it back into full effect when the beat comes back in or when it goes back to the chorus.
Yeah.
So those are the things to think
For
about.
sure.
And I think Mafia Money only used one of the packs, so he misunderstood the assignment. I think you only used samples from the Krush pack, which is fair enough. But next time we want to see you combine two of the packs, because we know you can make hardcore trap music. Like we want to see you create some like folk jazz or like some fucking weird shit that we can review. Like, so yeah, take that with you, and we look forward to having you back in the future.
Definitely. All right, Maidenless. Here we go.
ADHD. What do we got,
Is
Maidenless?
this a song for me?
It
Maybe.
always is. Like, Maidenless is your private producer.
Okay, liking that bass sample already.
Oh, family, got to eat. I got to hit the gas, no ease. I get the bag with the ease. Loyal, no switch ups on the. Oh, family, got to eat. I got to hit the gas, no ease. I get the bag with the ease. Loyal, no switch ups on the team. Oh, family, got to eat. I got to hit.
Okay.
All right.
Every
Yeah.
time, man.
This was good. I love this. It felt like something new coming from you, because like we've listened to a lot of your tracks, and you usually have like your signature sound. This sounded new and like it caught me off guard. A very pleasant surprise to see you do a little bit of funk with a little bit like old school rap coming in. I loved how you combined the two packs and flipped it into something completely different. Like this wasn't funk, this wasn't like straight up rap or hip hop. This was just like a fusion of like many kinds of different styles and elements. So, yeah, very impressed, Maidenless. Don't really have anything to nitpick here. or to give feedback on. This is just like I wouldn't be able to put together a track that well. So yeah, you have my vote.
I think the only thing I have to comment on Really Maidenless is that like Crush Funky kind of like square synth that you have in the end. I think maybe going into musical, not theory per se, but like just the sound of it, like it sounded a little bit like either too dense or like there's like a hot note like in the bottom, like maybe switch out so like the lowest note that you have there and move it up, because there's some dissonance happening there that I can't really put my finger on, but just think about that. And then mixing wise, I mean, it's a really fun track, right? But when that last bass hits, like in the drop, when everything just falls away, I think about adding maybe a sub layer to it, so you have like a short, like a fast attack and a fast release. So like the release, it doesn't like drown out, and like when like a new note comes, there's not still the tail of the previous note. Because I was just missing that little bit of sub from that bass line. But I mean, nonetheless, really fun track. And yeah, love that bass sample in the beginning. Like I love those like super cheesy old slap bass samples. Like that's one of my favorites. So yeah, keep at it. I love that.
Good job.
Now
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh. 1, 2, 3. Memos and Crush things. Okay, let's
Memos
go.
and Crush things.
All right. Nice use of the vocal sample there. Like I think that's it's clever to be able to make it like also with the pitch, with it being pitched up and stuff like that, but like trying to make that kind of sound as ethereal as it did. I think one mixing opportunity here is to maybe use a more lush reverb, because now it sounded like kind of like a room-ish thing. If you use a plate for that, it might be a little bit better to
on the vocals.
Yeah, on the vocals to communicate that kind of like ethereal vibe that it has, rather than it just sounding like it's in the middle of a room, like it's from over here, kind of like.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really sit in a room. It's just like in a more like ethereal space. And also make use of the sidechain for bass and everything. Because if you have a 4-on-floor beat, it just makes everything else kind of like just flow better and play better together.
Yeah. Adam, you have a whole video on using the sidechain, right?
That is true. Check that one out.
Go to our YouTube channel and check out the instant sidechain tutorial that we have on our channel there. I agree that you could have really used some sidechain for the instruments here. Did you have anything else, Adam?
No, I think just like in the same vein here as a lot of other tracks, it's just like think about dynamics in sections here also. Is that like, I mean, if you think about, okay, now Big Brother Adam's gonna come here with some life advice, but like if life is monotone or like the same throughout, it's gonna get monotone. But if you don't have the lows, you can't appreciate the highs, right? So that's the same with music. You want that kind of like different sections to bring you on a ride, like you said, Anton, like earlier. When the song loses intensity for a bit and comes back with high intensity, you get much more of that euphoric. It brings more endorphins in your brain and all that. So like, please bring the dolphins is what I'm saying.
Endorphins. Love the endorphins. We all need them.
Yes.
Um, yeah, this is good. I loved how you used the vocal sample on this one.
Mm.
It's very timely of the zeitgeist. It reminded me of Red Light, Green Light in Squid
Oh,
Games.
yeah.
So, and I just watched the second season of Squid Games, and it sounded like that doll
Mm.
in one of those games. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, a little bit of side chain, switch it up, use song sections to
Mm.
make it a bit more interesting. Maybe add another instrument because now we had just like the drum pattern, which was pretty monotone,
Mm.
played like the same throughout. And we had a lead synth and we had a bass line
Mm.
and then the vocal samples. It could have used a few more tricks to pique our interest. Read our blog post on just referencing our YouTube videos and blog posts, but it's some really good stuff in there, like
Yeah.
that you can really like learn some valuable and get some valuable insights into music production if you just take the time to do so. There's a piece on ear candy, how to use ear candy in your productions.
Mm.
And it's not necessarily just another instrument that's playing throughout, but it's like a few things that pop in here and there, like a few sound effects just to make it a bit more interesting and make it more unique and more your thing rather than just having samples later on
Mm.
loops later on top of each other. So
Mm. Yeah, for sure. I think like one on that Air Candy, like take your favorite song and just listen to the things that are not constant, like things that don't exist throughout the entire track. So like I
yeah,
mean the basic elements, drums, bass, chords, and vocals. Like just think about everything else that is in a song.
yeah,
And you can kind of think of that as just ear candy in general. But like those are some great tips actually. Ear candy does it. Just
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Mm.
for sure, for sure. But yeah, solid submission though, Plato. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we've had a few of your tracks before and
Mm.
listened to. So yeah, keep sending those in. We
Mm.
love to listen to them, and I thought this was a really, really well put together track.
Yeah. Next we have Step. So I thought it was Steffi K, but I
Steffi
read now that
K,
it's Step PK.
Steffi K,
So
without
without
me.
me,
Eminem reference? I don't know. We'll
maybe.
see.
But with myself, love me. Can you go about your day without me? But with myself, love me. Can you go about your day without me?
Bring the vocals back in.
Come on.
We needed some vocals to come back in there. Oh, that's near candy. That's good.
Okay. That's some cool chops there at the end. Like,
Yeah, love that piano.
yeah, it's good.
It sounded dope. Yeah, like I said during the track there, like I was expecting something to happen after I think it was 8 bars in
Mm.
because I love the vocals in the intro, and then it switched up into a trap beat, like a dark trap beat, which was good. But then after I think it was 8 bars, I was expecting the same vocals from the intro to come back because it's all about recognizing like
Mm.
bringing stuff back, right? That's how you make music. So like, oh, you remember that cool thing I did in the intro?
Mm.
Now you're gonna hear it again and recognize it and be like, oh shit, like it sounds really good together. So I thought you should have tried to bring those vocals back on top of the trap elements there after a few bars because it felt like you kept the same loop a little bit too long before you brought it somewhere else. So You could have done that earlier, and I'm not sure if I'm 100% on board with the second like vocal chops that you did there at the end. If that like really like married well with the trap
The
beat that you
previous
had,
vibes.
I think you could have used the intro vocals instead. I think that would have sounded better. But yeah, you kept me intrigued. It was a ride still, nonetheless.
Yeah.
So good job.
Well done. I think that I'm probably just gonna second all of those comments. I think that still the same thing about like switching. I think the switch up was good, but I think that the intensity of that switch up could have been like a little bit more. Whether or not you wanted to like add more intense elements, like maybe add a synth or something that could maybe develop it a little bit better, or just make something else out of those chops. Perhaps, I don't know. Up to you. But yeah, great submission. Well done. Thank you. Next up, THHDZ. Respect the money.
Respect the money.
Oh, okay.
Put all on they necks. I need my respect. If we ain't talking money, then we talking about a check. Put all on they necks. I need my respect. If we ain't talking money, then we talking about a check. Put all on they necks. I need my respect. If we ain't talking money, then we talking about a check. Put all on they necks. I need my respect.
If we ain't talking money, then we talking about a check.
Put all on they necks. I need my respect. If we ain't talking money, then we talking about a check.
Put all on their necks. I need my respect. If we ain't talking money, then we talking about a check.
Put all on they necks. I need my respect. If we ain't talking money, then we talking about a check. Put all on they necks. I need my respect. If we ain't talking money, then we talking about a check.
Good using ear candy here, I gotta say. Really well done here on ear candy.
Yeah.
I think also here, I maybe you could turn up the dial a little bit on all of the switch ups here, but like for everybody else, the length of each switch up was well planned out here. I think that something happened every like 4 or 8 bars, which if you think about like, I mean, songs back from the 80s and stuff, like they were like 5 minutes long or something. We've gone down to like 2 minutes now. And that's a regular occurrence now. If you listen to songs on Spotify, it's like 2 to 3 minutes max.
And you know why that is? It's
streaming.
People have figured out like so the rules that Spotify has, and I think they still do, at least the last time I checked, is you get paid for a stream as the rights holder after 30 seconds. So somebody needs to listen to your track on streaming for 30 seconds before it counts as an actual listen to your track or an actual stream of your song, right? So you get paid every time someone listens to it for 30 seconds. So you do the math. If you have like, maybe 50 songs under your name, the shorter they are, the more times they will be streamed, right? Because if you have a song that's, 50 minutes, then people are going to listen to your music for 50 minutes, but you're only going to get paid for one stream.
Yeah.
But if you have a bunch of tiny like snippets of songs, like if they spend the same amount of time, 50 minutes, you're going to get paid for, if 50 times if they're 1 minute songs, right? So that's the math behind it and the economics behind it.
Yeah.
It's horrible that we've gone to that, but that's the world that we live in, and that's why songs are like, at least from major labels, that's why songs are getting shorter and shorter, because it's simply more money. It makes more economic sense to make shorter songs. Sorry, Adam, for
no. I wouldn't have gone there anyway. So like really good that you said it. Like so if you think about that, you only have 2 minutes and you want to make those switch ups, and also with like social media and everything, like everything is just like attention. Everybody has attention fatigue nowadays. So like if you listen to a song for 50 minutes, you're going to be bored of that song. But if you have a 2 minute song in your playlist, you might want to listen to it like 3 times.
Yeah.
But you got to make each second of those 2 minutes interesting throughout. So like if you switch it up like 8 bars, 8 bars, 8 bars, honestly, I think that that's a pretty good rule of thumb because it makes sure that it keeps you engaged. You want to keep on listening to the song because something new happens and you don't get bored of it. So you like fast forward to the next one. But yeah, so learning for everybody else, THHDZ, well done on the switch ups. Well done.
Hell yeah. 2 more to go.
2 more to go. Tomfoolery, another regular, back again.
Hell yeah.
Come take a ride with me. Decompress your mind completely. Your secrets are safe with me. Just tell me if it's uneasy. Come take a ride with me. Decompress your mind completely. Your secrets are safe with me. Just tell me if it's uneasy.
Oh, I love that vocal sample though. She's such a good singer.
Yeah. Agreed. Really, really great singer. Couple of notes. First of all, like I thought it was a pretty well balanced mix between instruments and vocals. Good rule of thumb that I usually follow when I mix vocals is right before I balance the track and finalize it and export it, I like to turn the volume all the way down. I do it first on my monitors, my speakers, and then I do it on headphones. Turn it all the way down so you almost can't hear the song anymore. And what's left, what should be the only 2 elements left that you should hear are like the drums, the snare, and the kick, and the vocals. If those are the only 2 things that still stand out, even if you like turn it down all the way down, and you can, that's when you know it's probably a good, well-balanced mix. If you turn it down more and the drums disappear and you only hear the vocals, that usually means that your vocals are too high or too hot. So try to balance it, and like the rest of the instruments, the leads and everything should almost not be should not be able to hear those almost, but the drums and the vocals should still be there. When I do that, I usually get a well balanced vocal track that's not too quiet and not too loud. So try that and see if that works for you. But yeah, this was great. Love the use of the vocal sample. I think I was missing like a top line element. I just felt like chord progressions with the bass.
Yeah.
It's almost like it was just a bass line for the chord progression. So I was missing something else, like a top line melody or something that went well. And it kind of came in there at the end in the outro when it faded out.
Yeah.
We had another instrument come in, and I think you could have used those sounds earlier in the track because I think they would have worked really well with the vocal sample.
Definitely.
So yeah, I was missing more of like a melody to go with the vocals. That's it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think that like with a sparse arrangement like this, make the most out of all the elements that you have. So like if you do some like reverb throw, so like cut out just the end word of a phrase in a vocal and just put a lot of reverb on there. So like it kind of lingers as the vocals kind of take a break. Or you could, here for example, what I was missing was a like pretty long reverb on the snare. That would have been really nice. But other than that, I think like, I mean, it was a well-balanced kind of like it fit the genre very well of, I don't know what this would be like. I mean, a chill R&B kind of like indie R&B thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Well done on this one. Good vocal sample. Good choice. Last one. We have Visung
Wisung, the song,
with Gleam.
Gleam.
Wow, I needed that. I needed that today.
Good closeout. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very soothing.
Good choice. Like good chords and everything. Like that progression was really, really, really nice. I I I don't have a lot of comments on this one actually. Like I think perhaps like maybe with the chords and stuff like that, maybe if you can make an like have an ARP going and stuff in the background, because I know you had that dee 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 dee, which is the Crush Funk thing. Also, by the way, that Crush Funk thing in my ears has always been like really dark and eerie, but in this context, it was so soothing.
Yeah.
Very well done. Good choice on like mashing those two together. I would not have expected that. And I think yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know. Like I think mixing wise, just a little bit like just that crispy high end like above 12K, like make it open up a little bit more. But other than that, I don't have a lot of comments on this one. I
Yeah.
really liked it.
Nice. Look at that. No comments from Adam. That's when you know you've done something great. No, I don't have that many comments either. Like this, the only thing I could say, because I loved everything. I loved the style, the kind of like genre you were going for. It felt like, because I'm a movie buff, so I watch a lot of independent movies, and it sounded like it could be like the score to an independent movie, or like the final scene when the person goes back for retribution and he or she has figured out how to solve this problem, and they go back to their hometown to tell the person that they're in love with them. Like that scene, this could have been the score to that, third act movie scene in an independent movie, a good independent movie, because I thought the music was really great. So, but as far as the song goes, I don't know if I personally would have like listened to this as like my soundtrack on the regular basis. It felt more like a movie soundtrack or like a movie score to me. So I need things to be a little bit more entertaining and interesting. If we're talking about like music songs, right? Or tracks that I like to listen to, but it's still it had a great feeling to it, and I commend you for that. Definitely. All right, that was it. Good
That
job,
was it.
everyone.
Well done, everyone.
First combo sample pack challenge of the year.
Yeah,
Many more to come. And
definitely.
like I put down in the channel,
Mm.
we're going to be doing these once a month from now on. And for all of y'all out there that have not submitted a song, make sure you do so. Like, don't feel afraid, because we talked about this, that it feels like the same people keep sending in the tracks every time. So like we keep listening to the same contributors every time. And there's only so much feedback to give to the same person over and over again. So it'd be nice if some new people, some fresh faces could come in and send in their tracks. All like female producers, where y'all at? All my female producers out there, we'd love to see more tracks from the ladies going forward. So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm always happy to hear how everybody's doing, people trying out new ideas and stuff, and like you guys developing. But yeah, definitely keep all of them coming. And also, like, don't listen to that inner voice about like, no, it's not ready yet or whatever. Like, I mean,
Yeah, fuck that.
good art is not finished, it's abandoned. So just
Exactly.
throw it in, see what happens. Like, there's nothing should be holding you back. Don't care what anybody says. You're being creative for you. You're making your own thing. Whatever it is, we'd love to hear it. So yeah, all of the haters, just don't mind it. And everybody out there on Discord, keep it nice. Be supportive.
Hell yeah. Should we do a staff pick?
Staff
20?
pick, yes.
Staff pick
I
of
think
the
you
the
can
month?
already expect which one I'm picking. I'm picking Misung. Like, that chord progression was like
All right.
really, really nice.
All right. Damn. Okay. If you sung. Great. This one's gonna be tough. But yeah, I think it's gonna go to my man Bennett Emerald. Even though you didn't 100% follow the rules and you didn't name your track with your handle, I was able to figure it out. So we knew it was from you. But I think that was my favorite one out of these 10
Well
submissions. Yeah, well done. Your staff pick. And we I don't even know if I decided on the price this time around, so we have to figure that out. But we'll announce it in the channel, and we'll work out some kind of sweet deal for you guys for becoming the staff picks of the month.
Yeah.
And we'll see you again in the next round. We'll have two brand new sound packs that are being released in Jan and Feb, and then we'll do another challenge.
Sounds good.
Next month. Thank you.
Thank everybody so much for watching.
Yeah,
if you enjoyed the content, leave a follow down below, because most of you that are watching right now are subscribed. So do that on YouTube, please. And we'll see you in the next one.
All right. Peace.
Peace.